And we start with the latest on the renewed fight against international terrorism in the wake of the attacks in Paris. France has begun launching missions against the Islamic State group from its aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean Sea. The latest airstrikes come as the French president attempts to drum up more international support for his country's war against the extremist group. Sohn Jung starts us off.
The chief of France's armed forces says the nation launched airstrikes on Monday against Islamic State targets in the Iraqi cities of Ramadi and Mosul. The French military also carried out several bombing missions over Syria shortly after the strikes. These are the first airstrikes since France increased its military capacity by deploying the Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier into position in the eastern Mediterranean. France plans more strikes on the terror group's command and recruitment centers and oil facilities following President François Hollande's vow to intensify its campaign against the group responsible for the deadly attacks in Paris.
We will intensify our strikes and choose targets that inflict the maximum possible damage on this terrorist army.
Hollande was speaking alongside British Prime Minister David Cameron, who offered his support, including the use of a British airbase in Cyprus. They also agreed to step up cooperation in sharing intelligence and airline records. France is coordinating with Moscow via the U.S. coalition to avoid crossing paths with Russian jets that have increased attacks in Syria. Moscow's defense ministry said its warplanes had hit more than 470 targets in Syria over the past 2 days, including tanker trucks and oil infrastructure in territory occupied by ISIS. Hollande plans to seek more international support when he meets with his counterparts in Washington and Moscow this week. 손정인, Arirang News.